Hi guys, in today's tutorial we are going to be making frozen themed cake pops. We're going to make them in a light blue with dark blue swirls. It's a really fun technique way of making swirly patterns on cake pops. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'm also going to show you how to dust it with pearl shimmer if you want that shiny pearly effect as well. So let's get started. Now first we're going to have to make our cake pop batter or mixture. I like to use a store-bought cake which I get from a local supermarket. It's my favourite cake to use because it's a rich chocolate cake, and we're going to break it down into a bowl, and then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of melted butter. We're only adding the butter just so it moistens up our cake, so it's easy to roll out into balls. If you don't want to use the butter, you can use ganache, or you can use Nutella, peanut butter, or any other or any particular buttercream frosting that you like. So we just need something just to moisten up the cake a little bit more so we can roll it up into balls. But remember, don't go too much on adding extra any filling, because what happens is when you add too much filling, your cake pop starts to taste more like a truffle, or more like it's got like a fudgy texture, and I like my cake pops to have more of a cake taste. So in order to have the cake taste, I eliminate adding too much ganache or frosting or anything else in the batter or the mixture. So as long as you have any moist cake that's got some form of ganache or buttercream frosting, or just something on the top or in the middle of the cake that can just bind everything together, you're good to go. So I've used, if you're from Australia, well, now Coles and Safeway, we've got these particular range in caramel mud cakes. We've got them in white chocolate mud cakes. Now this technique works with any of them because all those cakes are very moist and fresh, so you don't have to use a chocolate mud cake. You can go for any of them. I think I saw the other day they also had red velvet cupcakes. You can also buy the cupcakes and do the same thing with them as well. So once you've got it all mixed up, what you're going to have to do is get some of it, and I can see that it's already forming nicely because it's sticking to the sides and the bottom of the bowl. So when you get a handful of it and you press your hands together and you get the mixture stays together, that's pretty much ready to go. So as you can see, it's holding its shape, so it's fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll them out into balls. Now I always weigh my cake pops, that way it gives me an even size for all of them. So I'm weighing them to about 28 grams, which is what it's a standard size I like to do my cake pops. It's a quite decent size. So what you're going to do is get your mixture and you're going to roll it through to get a nice round shape. And then if your mixture is too soft right now, and that tends to happen if you add a lot of frosting or ganache or anything extra, if you add too much of it, you'll notice that your mixture gets too soft. If that happens to you, pop your whole batter in, or mixture, cake pop mixture, in the fridge and let it firm up for about 20 minutes, and then pull it out and then start rolling them. But for me this is fine, so I'm going to go ahead and just roll out all of my cake pop balls. So I've lined a tray and I've just put some baking paper on top of it, and then once you finish up rolling all your cake pop balls, you're going to pop it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. So right now you don't have to roll them so perfectly. Right now what I'm trying to do is making sure that I've got the 28 grams in each one of them, because once they firm up in the fridge in that 20 minutes time, then when you pop it out of the fridge, it's just much easier for you to roll up. So as you can see, all I'm doing is just going through and just rolling up the cake pops. If you do have cracks and lots of little imperfections on the cake pops, it doesn't matter. You don't need them to be smooth. Just as long as you get like a nice round shape, because the cracks and all of that, once you dip it in chocolate, that's all going to get hidden away. You just want to have a nice round shape. So you're going to go ahead, do them all. Once you finish it, in the fridge for about 20 minutes. You don't want to put them for more than 20 minutes because they get too hard. So just about 20 minutes in the fridge and they'll firm up in that time. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to finish this off, and I'm going to pop it in the fridge, and I'll come back to show you what happens after you have them in the fridge. So now they've been in the fridge for about 20 minutes, so they're firmed up, and now I'm going to go through and roll them up properly now. So now it's the time, because it's firm, it's easier to get that nice round shape, and you're going to go ahead and do all of them. If you're new to cake pops, don't do this step. Just go ahead and practice getting them with that shape, and then you can do that for the future. But I'm just going to go ahead and just roll them all up just to get a nice round shape through my cake pops. So now I'm just mixing them in. So I've got some light blue chocolate, and I've just drizzled some white chocolate on top of it, and I'm just swirling the cake pops now. So with your chocolate, I'm using Nestle Melts here, and I've coloured the blue with food colour powder. I never use the gels when I'm colouring chocolate, and that's only because I prefer the consistency that powder has when you're colouring chocolate. So all I've done is just got a cup, just some blue chocolate and some white chocolate, and then what you're doing with the cake pops is you're just twisting and turning them around just to get a nice pattern through them. And so as you can see now, I've got some white chocolate. I'm just drizzling some blue chocolate on top of the white chocolate, and then I'm going to get my cake pop, twist it, and whichever way you angle your cake pop, or whichever way you twist your stick, that's the pattern that you're going to get. So I'm twisting it, so it's just going to give me a round and round twirly kind of pattern on it. And you can have a lot of fun doing this, because there is no wrong or right. If you dip it in and just pull it out, you'll kind of get strokes going down. So all you need to do is have your one color chocolate melted. So you don't, if you have white, which I've just done plain white Nestle Melts, and then put the blue on top, you can add more colors here. If you want to add more colors, have a look at my rainbow cake pop tutorial, which I'll put a link on the bottom. But of course, you can do black and white. You can do any color with these swirls. I just wanted to do a frozen theme, so I've done the blue and the white. And this is a really, really, really fun way to make cake pops. This is personally my favourite. I love doing the swirls. I just love the two-tone and kind of lollipop effect. So if you spin it around a lot, you get like nice thin light layers of the blue. And I really enjoyed making these. And if you make some cake pops and you're not happy with the colour or the shade, you can always dip them in again. So once you do the first coat, like what you're going to do is put on a polystyrene block. I never pop them in the fridge once I've dipped them in the chocolate. I just let them dry up in room temperature. So as you can see, that blue cake pop I put in, I wasn't happy with the swirls. So as it firmed up, I dipped it in again. So you can do that. So if you're not happy with the swirls, just get the cake pop and dip it in again and do another coat. The only difference it's going to be is it's just going to be a thicker layer of chocolate. So always remember, if you're not happy with the swirls, just let it dry up, let the chocolate firm up, and then dip it in again. And I don't pop my cake pops in the fridge, like I said. I'm just sticking them right now in a foam block and letting them dry up in normal room temperature. Chocolate sets up really quickly, so you're only going to have it on the table for about 15, maximum 20 minutes, and they completely firm up. So now I'm just going to finish them all off and then just leave them on the table to firm up. And then, so here we go. I've got them stuck on the polystyrene block. I didn't put them in the fridge. They've just dried up. It only took about less than 15 minutes for them to dry up. And then if you get chocolate that's drizzled on the bottoms of it, just get a sharp knife and just scrape it off. So once it's set, don't try to remove it when it's wet, because you're just going to make a big mess. Once the chocolate has set, then you're just going to get a knife and you're just going to scrape off all that excess chocolate that has dripped off. And working with cake pops, you kind of want to do it fast, so you are going to have those extra bits that are going to drip off. So if you do want the pearl shimmer, you're just going to get any pearl dust from any brand, get a dry paintbrush, and you're just going to just basically brush it on, and that would give you the pearl shimmer. So you don't need to have anything else, just a dry paintbrush, just some pearl shimmer, and that would give you that shiny pearly effect if you want that. Which looks really nice with the frozen theme, because it kind of gives you a nice. And as you can see, the chocolate cake that I've used is really moist. It's got a nice cake taste, not too sweet. So that's why I love using this cake. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you give me a like if you enjoyed it. If you like my videos, please subscribe. And thanks so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. See you later. Bye.